Back in 2022, Britnee Aitken, a transgender Rochdale paedophile father of two, pending gender reassignment surgery, was sentenced to 3 years in a male prison after being revealed as a paedophile. Britnee Aitken, 47, of Rochdale, Greater Manchester, will have a postponement in her treatment following allegations from 2 girls who said she abused them a decade ago while identifying as a truck recovery driver named Marcus. One of the victims, aged 6 at the time, stated that he lured them under the pretense of offering to play board games. They alleged that he exposed his genitals through a letterbox when they knocked at the front door. At Minshull Street Crown Court in Manchester, Britnee Aitken was present in the dock attired in a low-cut women's top, adorned with makeup and exhibiting long red hair. During the hearing that resulted in his conviction on 3 counts of sexual assault and 1 count of exposure, he was referred to as she and her. He was mandated to register as a lifelong sex offender. He refuted any misconduct. The Ministry of Justice informed Mail Online that he will be transferred to a men's prison. The sexual offences transpired after Britnee Aitken, a resident of Rochdale, publicly disclosed an unusual legal dispute concerning a £30 charge levied by the police in 2008 for excessively loud playback of his Riverdance CD within her vehicle. Identifying as Marcus at the time, he declined to pay the fine. In subsequent months, he was inundated with demand letters and experienced 6 visits from bailiffs at his residence, escalating the debt to $270 due to administrative fees. He stated that the bailiffs insisted on access at 7:30 a.m. and issued threats through the letterbox while he was inside with his then-girlfriend and their 2 sons. In 2008, a judge annulled the fine upon appeal. The court was informed that the acts against the young girls transpired between July and September 2012 during their visits to his residence. Mr. Ben Berkson, prosecuting, said, "The defendant was then known as Marcus Aitken and the girls were 5 or 6 years old at the time." In a statement, one of the victims said, "I suffer flashbacks due to the abuse, and I get angry when I contemplate and think about what this person did to me. What happened has affected my ability to form and maintain relationships with friends and family, and the abuse has caused me to struggle with anxiety and anger management. I am concerned about how these things will impact my life." Britnee Aitken, who was charged in 2020, had no previous convictions but had accepted a caution in 2012 for having an illicit upskirt video of another little girl aged 7. In mitigation, defense counsel Adam Roxburgh said, "These offences occurred over a short period 10 years ago and there is no suggestion of any repeat offending since. During that time, Miss Britnee Aitken has maintained a good work ethic as a recovery truck driver and led a decent life. He has fragile mental health, and given her sexuality, he has suffered abuse regularly. It is for him a daily issue. That, he hopes, would come to an end to an extent when he can have gender reassignment surgery, and his plans for that were moving ahead for this year. Of course, any custodial sentence would put that progress back considerably. He has to be punished, but the question is whether that punishment should effectively cause such damage to him, notwithstanding the damage he has caused to others. He still does not recognize his guilt, but a sentence of imprisonment could be suspended. It must be a difficult life for him to lead at the moment." Sentencing Judge John Edwards told Aitken, "I bear in mind the difficulties you may encounter in a custodial environment, but this offending was sustained, predatory and very distressing for these girls. It has had a significant emotional impact on one of them, as she is vulnerable and impressionable, courtesy of her age. You presented as an almost avuncular figure, happy on the surface to indulge those children with games, when your true motives were more sinister. You crossed an obvious boundary to indulge your attractions. You plainly display an interest in young children." Britnee Aitken was also ordered to abide by a lifetime sexual harm prevention order, which will bar him from loitering near schools or children's play areas.